What's going on, guys? It's Screech here, and we are back with another deck profile once again. It's been our locals, and once again we have taken the victory. This week with Chaos Lightsworn, a deck I wasn't very confident with, and had little to no faith in actually winning with. But my god, this deck is so good, and so fun. A little bit luck-based. I did have some really good mills today. I did mill Wolf a lot, and I did mill Trick Clowns and that. Did have a couple of bad mills, kept milling, well, game 1, which is the only game I lost. I went 2-0, 2-1, sorry, 2-1, 2-0, 2-0 today. First round was against Guru Dragoon. I made a absolutely phenomenal board through Dragoon Fiendish Judgment. Game 2 was against Genaraider Zoodiac, which was a very weird deck, but you know, it is decent, but they struggled to play through Christia. And the third and final game was against Tri-brigade Zoodiac. So a lot of Zoodiac today, but they, again, just couldn't play through Christia. I managed to play through a barrier statue with a Dark Ruler no more, and then I set up my board with Christia in the going second, and he just can't out the Christia. Christia is a phenomenal card. This deck turbos it out so fast, on top of making other stuff like Borrowload, Savage Dragon, and everything else. So without further ado, we're going to get into the profile, explain the card by card choice. I might explain some of the prices for the stuff today. Starting off, it's a very chaos heavy build of Light Swarms. It is Chaos Lightsworn after all. Let's put this up here as well as the extra deck so you can kind of see. 3 Chaos Creators, they'll fetch you about £15 each right now. For those of you who don't know what this do, you banish a light and a dark to special summon it from your hand. Then you target 3 of your banished monsters with different names, special summon 1 of them, and shuffle the other 2 back in deck. So what this does is not only recycle the stuff that you banish, stuff like Destiny Hero Malicious, anything that you banish for stuff like the other Chaos cards, Chaos Space, stuff like that. If you can get set up with like Chaos Space, this, and a Malicious, the fact that you can now Malicious like 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a turn, because you just banish the Malicious to summon it, summon this, shuffle that Malicious back, link them both off, banish Malicious, summon it again, maybe use Chaos Space, shuffle the other Malicious back, draw a card, then you link them off again, Malicious. You just keep looping Malicious. It's not the only card you can loop, but it is a good card. And then obviously he's going to spec one of them back. If you end up having Christia engraved, you just banish the Christia and summon the Christia back. If you don't end up with the Christia being banished, you can just summon it from the grave with Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. Anyway, these will fetch you around about £2 as well. Pretty good. I liked this ratio. They are all, of course, level 8, so there is room for playing stuff like trading, but I opted for no draw cards, no hand traps today. Just let my opponent do what they wanted to do, and then outed their board. Or if I went first, won anyway. Cheeky little ping in the background there. My chips are done for my dinner, by the way. Going on to the Light Swarm engine, triple copies of Raiden, triple copies of Wolf, and I opted to play the Lumina. Didn't come up, and I sided it out almost every game. It probably isn't the correct way to play it. I just like having the option for Lumina. It pitches a card from your hand, which is not necessarily a bad thing to, of course, special summon one. The idea of it is if you charge, it's cost to mill, so if you end up milling something like a Wolf or a Raiden, probably more Raiden because Wolf will end up special summoning, you can just search this, pitch a card and get it back, and it's just an extending board from there. This deck does heavily play on extenders, and I think I normal summoned Raiden more than I normal summoned anything else today. The deck is just mostly extenders from here on out. You pick up a full Light Swarm core in low rarity for mere pennies. Going on to our first extender, Chaos Valkyria. Banish a light or a dark to special summon it, and then if it's banished, which, in case you haven't figured by now, we do a lot of, you get to send any monster, but its effects are negated until the end of the turn, and you can't activate effects with it for the rest of the turn. Doesn't matter because you just banish it, you send the Archlord Christia off this, and then you spec it back. You've not got any Christia effects resolving, because you're not using Christia's effect, you're using Legionnaire or Chaos Creator or Monster Reborn or something to get it back, so it's totally fine. You'll pick these up for a couple of pound as well, and an extender as well. From there, 1 or 2 bricks, you do play double copies of Malicious, it's just an extender if you end up milling it. I did end up making a Curious today, the Light Swarm link, using Malicious, and then out of the 3 I milled the other Malicious and was like, well, that just shuts that down completely. So a little bit annoying from that. The Black and the White Dragon. We're not playing LP or Pisty, but they are still extenders. They do banish things. You'll pick these up really cheap. 1 Plague Spreader, as well to go with that. And then we're moving on to a little bit of a rocket engine. Most of the stuff we've said right now is actually light, so you do actually need a little dark engine to go in there. Double copies of Tracer, double copies of Recharger, and you know what, we'll include this in the little rocket engine as well, the one Starliege Safer. This is mostly here for if it gets milled, you can add back your Levianeer. And these are just like quick launch targets. They do also come up. I made Savage a lot off these a lot today. Sometimes you can just play through a board and force the negates and then just end on Savage Christia. And it's enough to win games. Trick Clown, like I've mentioned, Christia and Gizmek, the last one-ofs in the deck. You'll pick up all of these for really cheap. I think Safer's fetching around about 10 right now. I think Tracers are fetching around about £2. All of these are £1. Gizmek's, I want to say like 8 now. I think it's been bought out because of the new Gizmek support that got announced. But with that, moving on to spells. Triple copies of Chaos Space. One of the best cards in the deck. You send a light or dark from your hand to the grave to add the opposite attribute. You also can target any of your banished cards, shuffle it back, banish this, shuffle that back, and draw a card. Like I said, this loops for Destiny Hero Malicious. Otherwise, you know, you can just do it to draw a card. You never know what you're going to draw. It might be an extender that helps you get into something later on. Triple copies of Charge of the Light Brigade. The aim of the game is to get everything in the grave, and then when everything is in the grave, start special summoning everything. So, with that in mind, these three alone are pretty much play starters. Triple copies of Charge will pick you up for absolutely nothing. Triple copies of Quick Launch, probably about a fiver. The one boot set to launch will pick you up about £2. I milled this a lot today, and kind of regret maybe not playing a second, but I don't want a brick, so I kind of like the one. And then a couple of one-offs to finish off the deck. Foolish, Reborn, Rota, Imperial Order. You are playing the Nightmare Griffin package, so you can send this off Curious and get it back at any time. That was it. That was the main deck. It is, I think, 42. Could be wrong on that. Moving on to the extra deck. 2 Synchro for 8s, Savage and Chaotic Ruler. This card makes this deck good. I went into this every game without fail. Even when it gets negated, it's not a problem. It forces negates because your opponent just generates... Your opponent has to respond. You generate too much advantage off summoning this card, milling 5. I think game 2, I ended up milling like Wolf and Trick Clown off of this. And he was like, I probably should have just negated that. And I was like, yeah, I've got 2 free bodies off it at this point. So it's so good. But when you do negate it, it isn't the end of the world. It is kind of the choke point in the deck. But you play that many extenders, you can kind of get through it. And Savage is here because it's, well, not only one of the best Synchro for 8s in the game, but it is also the one you summon off the Rocket package. Speaking of the Rocket package, Striker Dragon, it has recently been bought out, so a little bit annoying. You are playing all of the Nightmares, so Phoenix and Cerberus. You know what, we will skip right now for the other 2 as well, Unicorn and Griffin. You can make the extra link board with this. It's not optimal, and I've never made it, but you can make it, and I have done it in testing. I never actually pulled it off in a game, though. I link climbed through all of these in one game today. I made Service to pop a... I would like to say it was a Zoodiac Dryden, which obviously forced the Dryden, and then I Phoenix to pop the spell, Unicorn to shuffle back the Dryden, and then Griffin back, I think it was an Imperial Order or something like that. I made everything in this extra deck by 1 card today. I think it actually... No, I made everything. I made Griffin. I said to a friend before that I didn't make Griffin today, but I did. Oh no, I didn't make this today, actually. Yeah, IP Masquerena, Heredic Seal. This is a part of the combo. You can use this to bounce a card. When you have Christia and your opponent's normal summoning, and you're outing the normal summon, they can't special summon. It's pretty much an instant lock from there. I didn't make Masquerena today, I don't think. I might have. I can't remember anymore. It's just a good generic. It's also dark, so when you do the rocket combo and lock yourself into dark, if you have extenders after you do the combo, maybe you had to do it to forcefully do something. I think I had to rocket combo today to make a Savage to beat over a Dragoon that was on 4k. So, with that in mind, you just got to bear with it. I actually played through game 1. The only person that beat me today, Finn, shouts. Shout out to him. He did beat me today. He's the only person that took a game off me. I lost to him. He was playing the Guru build. He had skill drain on the board, and the final battle trap. You know, a deck that we've played several times in here. Curious, Appaloosa, Skull Dread. Made this almost every game today. Made this a lot today. Made this only once, but it is a good Link 4. You can play any Link 4. Access is always pretty good as well. And then other than that, we've got 138, 1 Minerva, 1 Dweller. Made all of these today. I had a pretty subpar hand. I played through a few negates. Ended up Skull Dreading into something decent, and I ended up ending on Christia Savage Dweller, which is pretty good, you know. No special summoning, no graveyard effects, no nothing. Always nice. And then side deck, triple copies of Lancia. I got Lancia twice today. This card does shut the deck down. It only shuts it down for a turn. So I think what I ended up doing was I chaos spaced to search a black or white dragon, and he just shotgunned the Lancia. So I think I normaled Raiden. I ended up milling Gizmek, so I passed turn. He went on and on and on and was looking like game, and then I Gizmek'd to survive, and then next turn just full comboed from there. So Lancia does shut this deck down, but it shuts a lot of other decks down, so you should definitely play it. Triple copies of Dark Ruler no more. Sided this in almost every game going second. This card is so good. My opponent in the last game normal summoned the barrier statue, and something else and passed. I think it was a Kiraz, the one that special summons, the Tri-brigade that special summons. And I just Dark Rulered him, beat over the whole board, and then ended up making like Christia and everything else from there. Triple copies of Forbidden Droplet. Sided this in a lot as well today. Didn't actually see it once though, which is a little bit annoying. But you are playing a lot of quick play spells, and you can of course change the quick play spells. Stuff like quick launch and stuff as well. Duster, double Cosmic, and to finish it off, triple Nibiru. Back row is a thing. You should always have these three at least in your main or side. And Nibiru is a good card. You know, it's a good card. Your opponent can't summon 5 times, and then, you know, they pass to you, and then they can't summon at all. So that's it. That's pretty much the deck. With that in mind, like I said, really enjoyed the deck. If you want to see more videos on this deck, I don't mind doing a test hand video. And without further ado, I'm going to explain what happened to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Monopoly series. For those of you who don't know, I upload the Yu-Gi-Oh! Monopoly series on every Wednesday, and there wasn't one this week, and there might not be one next week. There's a chance, quite a high chance, that I get round to doing it, but it's not definite, and I don't want to promise it. Basically, my computer... gone. It's died. It's blew up. It's over. It's corrupted everything, and I had a little bit of a virus on there. I've sorted it all out slowly but surely, but it's not running optimally, and basically I need to reinstall everything again, and essentially start again. The Monopoly series, so I need to remake the board. I need to remake some stuff. I have some of it saved on a backup hard drive, but not all of it. So I just need to get round to making everything again, on top of reinstalling all of my editing programs, Photoshop to make all the thumbnails and stuff, just everything. I just need to reinstall everything again. The computer got completely wiped to basically save it. Reinstall Steam and all my games, a lot of stuff, but that's enough for me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's been your boy Screech, guys. Peace.